knitters. Today's March 13th. It's the day before I leave for Vogue Knitting Live in Seattle. So I'm getting all prepared for that with my teaching suitcase and my clothes suitcase, which it doesn't contain much, and just basically getting organized for that. So that's been going well, but I thought I would stop briefly and have a little chat with you today and catch up on video, which I like to do every once in a while. So you may have noticed I'm wearing my new, turn this down a little bit so you can see it. I'm wearing my new Hero sweater. It's spelled H-I-R-O, and it's made by, designed by Julia Farwell Clay. It's a hyphenated last name. And I love it. And before I blocked it, excuse me, I thought I was probably going to run a steek down the front and make it into a cardigan because it was a little, I felt a little snug. But after, and I made it out of Cascade 220. I'm going to give you the color names here in a second. But I made it out of Cascade 220, and what I did was I just blocked the heck out of it. I like totally stretched it quite a bit and a little bit unnaturally. And oh my gosh, did that ever work so well. I mean, it's like loose. I made this in the smallest size. It's a 34. And look at all this room I have. I mean, that's how much I blocked it. And it's like soft and drapey now. I don't know if you guys can see it. Here's the bottom. I was a little maybe overzealous on this rib. And, you know, when I need to give it a wash, I might try to snug that in a little bit. But I don't care at all right now. So I think I'm going to leave it. I think I will leave it. What I would like to do though sometime is knit a sweater for you where you don't plan for the steek, so it's like a true afterthought steek, and then take you through the steps of steeking that sweater and making it into a cardigan. I think that'd be a really fun little workshop, like, you know, class. I should make a class of that now that I'm just saying it. I should totally do that because I've done that a bunch of times where I change my mind. I really do enjoy a cardigan so much more, where I don't know what it is about a cardigan, but I love the layering. I love the openness. So like if you get warm, you can open it. It just seems a little more flexible than wearing a pullover, but a lot of times I'll leave my cardigans buttoned. I mean, this is how bad it is. I leave them buttoned and then I pull it over my head. So I'm not sure. It was just the option of being able to unbutton it. I don't know what it is. But anyway, I think that'd be a fun adventure to take where I actually show you. So I've done it before using a crocheted steek. And I've also done it before like on my owl's sweater. I don't know if you remember that. I made it into I made it as a pullover and then just did not enjoy that. It was just so fitted. I put in all this shaping, and I do not enjoy a fitted sweater, especially when it's bulky weight. A bulky weight fitted sweater, I don't know, I just felt like a sausage in that thing. And that one, I even went up a size, and it was still just stifling. I mean, it's so tight. So then I did a machine zigzag stitch steek on that one. It worked out fabulously. Now, if you're going to do that, you can't be too uptight about where your cut's going to be. I mean, on this sweater, I think it would have worked out really nicely. In my owl sweater, I should have brought that along since I'm talking about it, but I actually had to cut in half of an owl, so there's like a weird little blip of an owl on each side, but you would never notice it if you didn't know. So anyway, I had someone ask on the blog this morning for the colors that I used for this, and this I had a little debate. I posted first I was going to do the black, the turquoise and then a creamy white here, and then I was going to move on to this lovely rosy pink. but my friend Suzanne, Knitting Nirvana, suggested that I do a gray in here for a little more subtle look, so it wouldn't be just so extreme. I love that idea, and the one thing about this sweater is that I did not want to buy any yarn. I knit it completely from stash. Anyway, I chose the gray, which I think was a great choice. So anyway, the colors are as follows. Black, which I've had this black probably for 10 years in my stash. I had a bunch of skeins of black, and I'm not exactly sure why I even had that, but probably, maybe even more than 10 years ago. But it's black, number 8555. It's all in Cascade 220. Just the wool. So there's that one. This one is the pink, and it's number, it's this pink right here. It's a really pretty rosy, kind of bright magenta color. It's so pretty. It's number 7802, just again in the 220. Then I had this lovely turquoise, and actually what's interesting is that I actually had 2 skeins of this turquoise. However, I modified the pattern. I did this bottom in the turquoise and the sleeves, which the pattern doesn't have it also on the bottom edging. And then I did the sleeves and then this first part of the yoke in the turquoise. And I have this much left from 1 skein. So you only need 1 skein of each of the contrast colors. And I don't remember how much of the black I used because I used some partial skeins in there too. But the turquoise color is 9421. And then I have this heathery gray Cascade Superwash. All the rest were just the regular Cascade. It's just this kind of light heather gray of the Superwash, and I don't have the tag. So I don't know the colorway of this, but that wouldn't be hard to match up. So there you go on that. So, recommend this pattern. Super fun. She's got also like a kid's version of it, which I'm almost tempted to purchase just because it's such a fun little sweater to knit. Kids version, she has, does she have a hat too? She has mittens too, I know that. So, fun, good times. And I started that a long time ago and I just finished, so that feels really good. I've got some other sweaters I want to knit. I cast on this Gudrun Johnston. I'm blanking on the name of it, but it was from her like Mommy and Me book, like the matchy sweaters she did with her daughter, who's a teenager. Forgot what that's called. It's not Mommy and Me. Gudrun would have something way cooler than that. She's really cool. So anyway, I'm doing the cover sweater that has that kind of, it's a yoked sweater. Again, you start at the bottom, do the sleeves, join, and then I even have these great toggles for it, but it has this stitch pattern, almost looks like some sort of like smocking stitch, like 3 rows of it. It's the same exact makeup as this, like you knit up and join and then do the yoke up on the top. So I'm really excited about that, and that's in Quince & Co. Puffin. I'm doing it in the Frank's Plum colorway, and there'll be more to come on that, so I'll show you that later. All right, so Hero, really enjoying it. You know, I really usually make a size 36, and so I have no idea why I felt I should be making the 34. I'm not sure why. Why did I do that? It's really strange. But now I'm glad, because I mean, I don't know if you guys can see. How could this have that much give on it? I really stretched it. There was nothing left. I stretched it so far. Oh, I love wool. It's so good. All right, so the other thing I finished this morning, which I'm so excited about, are these Fantastico Handspun. Of course, they're hand knit. You guys know that. Socks. So I don't even have my blockers, but look at them. Oh, look. I mean, how good are those? That's the other one. They're so good. Now this roving, I had 2 4-ounce braids. I divided no, I spun them both as singles straight, each 4 ounce, and then I did a 2-ply. So I had 8 ounces of a 2-ply. The yardage I got is completely insane on this. To show you this, I have this much left. Oh no, here, let me show you what I did with it first. So it's really lightweight, and in spots it's like very fine lace weight. But anyway, I knit the Thin Ice shawl by Laura Linneman, one of my favorite designers. I did her beautiful Thin Ice shawl with, I made it much smaller than in the pattern. But I think it's just beautiful. I wear it all the time. It's just a really sweet little shawlette, really. The version of hers is a shawl in her pattern because it's huge and beautiful and lovely. Excuse my hand. I feel like I always do that. I cut my head off. Again, not really a podcaster. So anyway, I did this quite a while ago. I believe it was like a summer knit. But I had originally bought this roving at the Kentucky Sheep and Wool Festival. It might be called the Sheep and Fiber Festival, which my lovely friend Diane of Sheep Dreams, Kentucky, go visit her blog. It's just one of my favorites. I never miss it. She does a great job. She's a good photographer, and she lives out on a farm in Kentucky, outside of Lexington. And she's lovely. Well, she's got it all. I love her. But anyway, she had invited me down there to teach at this festival. So I did, and that was my first festival, and I did go a little crazy with my purchases at that festival, and that's the last time I did that because I was so excited, to see everything, and I totally fell for that whole thing where you just go nuts. So anyway, I don't do that anymore because then I was, for years, I can't remember if this was in 2010 or 2011, but I was working on stuff from that festival, which I got all great stuff. But anyway, I bought two of these braids from Diabolical, and Rachel, the lovely Rachel, who's the dyer for Diabolical Yarns and Fibers, suggested I spin these two together, and so I did just that. And oh my gosh, it's such a beautiful hand spun. Look at it's just crazy and fun with all kinds of colors. So the first thing I did was I knit this lovely Thin Ice shawlette by Laura Linneman. I love it. It has all these lacy, textury patterns. I want to do a shawl like this where it's row by row instructions, and then they change, because I love that. I find it so entertaining to have these different sections, and you're doing different things in each section, and it just makes it go so fast, and I love that. So I have some of those in my head that I'd like to do. But anyway, so I knit the shawl. I also, from the same, I think I had over 1,000 yards of it. I also knit my new pair of socks that I just finished this morning. These have been on the needles forever. Couple years, I think, couple years for sure. I just thought, oh my gosh, it's time to get those done. Oh, I love them. And then I still have this left. I think this is like 2 3/4 ounces still have left. So I don't know what else I'll do with it. But I'm not tired of it because it is so entertaining, this ball of yarn. But you can see, I mean, it's so thin in some spots. So I realized in some of these spots the yarn is very, very thin, and I'm sure that I will probably, I think they'll get quite felted. I also think they are going to probably need some darning. But I'm into the darning lately, so I'm not afraid of that. I don't care. I've knit 3 or 4 pair of hand knit socks in a 2-ply that I spun. Is pretty tightly plied. They've done fine. I've worn each pair for couple years at this point, and they're fine. I had to darn one of them, but considering, you know, the yarn, I don't mind that at all. I think I want to do a 3-ply just to try it out, but I will do that soon. Oh, I keep tapping the table. I don't know if that makes the camera move or not. Probably not. So anyway, all of this goodness, that thin ice pattern, you guys go get it. It came out probably a good couple years ago, but I really liked it. It's so easy to modify. Like if you don't want a gigantic shawl, you just stop short, and I think I just stopped short. I did a little lacy repeat there at the end, and then I just did a couple rows of garter stitch and I bound off really loosely. Blocked it. I love it. Anyway, great shawl. Beautiful, beautiful shawl. Actually, that felt really good. I'm gonna leave it on. It's cold, you guys. It's March 13th and it's 16 degrees this morning. We had snow. Looking out my window. We had snow a couple days ago, like an inch or two of snow. So anyway, it's not ending. All right, other things I want to share with you quickly. I finished my, here, I'll take this off because now I'll show you this one. I finished my Brickless shawl by Martina Bain, I guess it's pronounced. And oh my gosh, this was another one. This is the perfect example. I didn't even think of this, but where you are constantly changing what you're doing. I mean, look how pretty. If you have a variegated yarn, oh my gosh, this one is it. And you could do it in a fingering weight and it would just be smaller because this is gigantic. I didn't even use the needle size. I went down a needle size because I was worried with the superwash wool that it would just stretch and stretch, but I mean, it is so long. So you start here with this little teeny tiny thing and you go and you're alternating this mesh, lace, a garter stitch, and then a rib section all the way through and doing these fun little bind offs. Martina Bain is such a brilliant genius. Look how thick and wide it's getting. You're knitting then on the diagonal the whole time. I mean, I'm still going. Looky, looky. Oh my gosh. Can you believe that? That's okay. So it's so good. I can't even get over it. I've been just kind of doing like this. And look at how many times. Oh my gosh, it's so good. And then you can let those hang. And sometimes, you know, I'm like a no fuss kind of girl. So I'll even like do a little tie right there. But, oh, I love it. This is Miss Babs' Yowza. What a skein in the deep sea jellyfish color. And it's so beautiful. Oh, I know a lot of people talk about that colorway on podcasts, if you're watching a lot of podcasts, and for good reason, because it's beautiful and interesting and different, and she's good at that. So it makes, like, after I did this one, I want to get another skein of Yowza and, you know, go to town doing something else with it. And I have another skein I'm going to show you in a minute. So anyway, lovely, beautiful project. Go get it, knit it, and you'll love it. It's a huge winner. So I'm excited because I've had a couple of good winners lately for my personal knitting. So that's been very fun. Okay, now I'm going to just do a little show and tell kind of thing that, you know, just for fun. So, I should have looked at how to say this pattern before I started talking about it. But anyway, this is a pattern that I purchased from Bristol Ivy. It's a hat pattern. Excuse me, a little tickle in my throat. She's at blackbirdturning.blogspot.com. She does beautiful work for Jared Flood and Brooklyn Tweed and all of his beautiful pattern work. Anyway, very well-known, up-and-coming, well, not even, I mean, she's arrived. She's so fantastic, but she's young, I guess is what I mean. She's a youngster compared to me. I don't know what you consider my generation now in the knitting world. And, I don't even want to think about it. But here's her pattern. It's called Illyria. And it's this beautiful cabled beanie. Ugh, look at her. Photos are so lovely. I met her at Knit East last fall, and she's really cool and fun. Another one of those talented Maine knitters. But her description is a slouchy beanie featuring an asymmetrical cable pattern. So I wanted to put this one on my needles very soon. And I was really intrigued because she used this yarn called Fantastic by Skeiny Dipping, which I think is so cute. And it's Phatastic for Fantastic, if you're looking it up on Ravelry. But I got, and the size range in here is from 14.5 inches to 19.75 inches, which 14.5 would fit a baby, and 19.75. Obviously, this hat could be male or female, and I'm sure it has a lot of give to it. But anyway, I really wanted to try that Skeiny Dipping, and here's their cool tag. I love the splatter look. I got some, it's not superwash. It says right on here in handwriting, it's 100% American Rambouillet / Merino. It's 130 yards, 100 grams, and it's hand wash, lay flat, and they spell that with a P-H-L-A-T. I love that stuff. That's good stuff. Lay flat to dry, not superwash. This was called Magic Carpet, and I love it. It's really interesting. Has all these different shades of color, and it is it doesn't say on here, but I'm kind of glad I read that again because I'm really interested in it. But you knit the hat on a 10.5. I think it's a bulky. No, a 9. I'm sorry, a 9 and a 10.5. 9 for the brim. The gauge is 14 stitches. Yeah, so it's like a bulky weight yarn. So that's coming. I'm going to cast that on. Still into hats. Oh, and then while I was ordering, I got Marrakesh fingering. It's a 70-20-10 MCN, 400 yards hand wash. This is called Muir Woods, and I have a thing for John Muir. So look at it. It's like earthy. Doesn't that look like the ground? That, you know, I love the woods. So all about hiking in the woods, and it's such a Wisconsin thing to think about woods. Grew up loving exploring, rummaging around in the woods and the dirt, and anyway, very lovely. So I don't even know. I think that's going to have to be, I don't think it's superwash. I think that would be a shawl too. 400 yards. That's good. Yeah, I think that would be a cute little shawlette. Christine Link is the person. Again, here's her card. SkeinyDipping.com. Can you guys see that? It's Skeiny. I don't think that focused. Skeiny is SKEINNY dipping.com. I don't think I'll have time to do show notes for this because I got to get ready for my trip. So that's, you're going to have to just bear with me there on that. Oh, and I have these shawl designs in my head. I know I've had a couple of people ask me about that hat, the snowflake hat made out of owl, the 2 Skeins of Owl, that I also did the bunny remake. And I am still doing that. I'm working on a second version of it that had the cutout at the back brim so that it's worn kind of tipped back. And then had the long ties. I'm doing a second version that's not quite as, that's more like traditional style hat, and so I'm still working on it. So that's coming. If you purchased a couple skeins of Owl, please just hang on to it. I'm going to have that shortly. I think I have a lot of traveling coming up, oh my gosh, in the next month or so, but I'm gonna try to get that up in hopefully a few weeks. So I apologize for the delay on that. But it's coming. It's coming, and it's going to have even more options to it than I originally thought, which is always a really good thing. So I have this other project I want to do, and these colors are Madeline Tosh. I don't know if you get a good view of these, but this is called Night Bloom, and these are both Tosh sock, Night Bloom, Tosh sock. And I got this at the Loop U when I taught at the Spring Fling last year. I picked out these two colors. And then this one's called Whiskers. And I'm going to do some sort of stripy shawl design that I do make up myself with these two colors. And then it was kind of funny because I was watching Manic Pearl. What is her podcast called now? I can't remember. I think it's Christy of Manic Pearl. What does she call her? I can't remember what she calls her podcast. She's a really cute podcast that I love. And she just had a baby. So congratulations. She had a baby, Jack, just a couple days ago. So she hasn't been podcasting lately. That'll probably come to me. But anyway, I noticed she had done a daybreak out of these two colors. And when I was picking them out at the Loop U, I wasn't conscious of that. I wasn't thinking about her at all. Then when I got back, I watched her podcast and I saw her making the daybreak. And I think somewhere, it was in my mind. But it was a lovely color combination. So I have to give her a little credit for that. But I just wanted to share that. That's I have that sitting out. And I really... I love that. And that other shawl that I'm thinking about doing, since I'm so inspired by this one, is I want to do some kind of big shawl in another Miss Babs. I got this Miss Babs. It's just cream with gray and black, just randomly running throughout it. This is a Babette. It's another Yowza, and it's called Ansel. Ansel, Yowza Babette. These skeins are gigantic. If you haven't had one, the price tag looks like a lot, but you're getting 560 yards and 8 ounces of a worsted weight. So if other yarns, it actually is it's a really good deal, because sometimes worsted weight skeins are like 100 yards, and you'd have to buy 5 of them. Each one might be $7 or $8 at least. So if you put it that way, it's not bad. But also as far as the price, and plus they're so beautiful. She's so talented. That's just missbabs.com spelled out, and Babs is B-A-B-S, just one B at the end there. But anyway, I wanted to maybe do something with this. I have this Lorna's Laces Shepherd worsted in a gray color. And I wanted to maybe do a big shawl and then do some kind of edging in this beautiful, beautiful gray. So I think that'd be really pretty. I'm just playing around. Playing around right now. Taking a little drink here. Okay, other things I have to share with you. I just wanted to share a quick little gift I got from Susan. She's on my Ravelry friend from my Itty Bitty Knits group. When I was in Minneapolis recently, she made me this adorable little project bag as a gift. It was just very sweet, and I wanted to mention it, so thank you very much, Susan. And it's the Betts White fabric, the knitted. Look how cute. Betts White. You can still get this fabric, too. Go to bettswhite.com, and it's her own collection she designed. Oh, it's so cute. I love the blue and brown. That's one of my favorite color combinations. Love it. Fun to get little gifts like that. Not necessary, but very, very sweet and fun, and I appreciate it. All right, so I'm just going to do a quick book talk, and then I'm going to sign off. By book talk, I'm not doing full review, but I'm going to share some books I love, and I'm just going to kind of hold up the covers and tell you to check them out, or ask you if you're interested to go check them. I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to ask you if you're interested, go check them out, because I think you'll really love them. This book was written in 2005, and it really is one of my favorite books. It's called The Great Fuzz Frenzy. It is so clever and cute. It's by Janet Stevens and Susan Stevens Crummell. I don't know how those two are related. Oh, it's her sister. Susan and Janet Stevens are sisters. Oh, that makes, I like it even more. It is these prairie dogs find a tennis ball. I mean, and it's like you're underground here. It's so creative. This whole book is so creative, and it's all the fun things they do with the fuzz. Now, this one I see I'm showing you stuff, but anyone who has a lot of fuzz around, if you're a knitter or a spinner, cute, funny, hilarious book. Okay, I wanted to talk about another book that's not really knitting related really quick. This was sent to me by the Running Press Kids, RP Kids, and it's called Paper Play, and it's by Lydia Crook. It says roll it, rip it, fold it, snip it. So it's one of these activity books where you are going to be cutting and drawing in the book, and it's for use. You don't just leave it, but it says every page of this cool book can be used to play games or make fantastic paper creations, from a paper snowflake, pretty beads, or a never-ending card to a flying whirligig, a magic trick, a paper town, and more. These are the pages. Like, they're just activity pages. It's adorable, fun, creative, unusual, amazing. So check this out if your kids are into that kind of thing, or you're into that kind of thing, which I love paper stuff. A long time ago, this book came out, Modern Top-Down Knitting, a few years ago. I guess it wasn't really a long time ago, by Christina McGowan. It's an STC book that was sent to me. Love this book. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. Beautiful. It's inspired by the techniques of Barbara G. Walker, sweaters, dresses, skirts, and accessories. Well, recently another sequel came. It's called More Modern Top-Down Knitting. Once again, STC sent me this book, Christina McGowan. 24 garments based on Barbara G. Walker's 12 top-down templates. So she took that and just kind of blew it out for modern day. But it's fun. There are cute things in it. It's interesting. She's got leggings, cute tops. I love this. I think that's so cute. Anyway, check it out. It's beautifully written. Christina McGowan's a huge talent. It's fashion-y, and so if you're into like fashion and you're fashion and knitting, I love this one too. How cute is that? Anyway, I love it. Now I'm opening all the books. I'm sorry, I can't help myself. Oh, and then, okay, I have two more quick ones. Lynn Barr, she's in several books for STC now. I believe this is her third. This Lynn Barr, also, I saw she was taking some classes for Creative Bug, which I haven't checked out yet, but I will. I'm really interested in her. She's an innovator. She's someone always thinking outside of the box. Her brain, I love it, because she did a reversible stitch book where she manipulates those stitches like no one I've seen. She'll be knitting along, she'll stick in deep double point needles and twist and turn and really do this stuff where she's knitting in different directions and on top of the fabric knitting, and it's very interesting to me. I love her mind, but she did this book, The Shape of Knitting, and I mean, just look at that hat. It's all kinds of creative shaped things. I'll show you the back here really quick. I love this. I think this one's done with Quince & Co. I love it. But it's unusual techniques, but it's 20 projects. It says a master class in increases, decreases, and other forms of shaping, and that's what it is. And for someone who's a toy knitter, this kind of stuff is so wonderful. She's an innovator, it says on here. I mean, really, okay, so I didn't even read the back, but it says, Lynn Barr is one of the 21st century's most exciting knitters, both a master and an innovator of technique and design. Yes, that's what she is. She's amazing. So, check her out. Get her books. They're beautifully written. Oh, she's so entertaining and fun. My last book is so beautiful. It's by Lena Corwin. She also made a book, Printing by Hand, which I purchased. This book was sent to me by STC. Made by hand. I mean, what could be better than that? So I have a lot of books that aren't knitting centric, but a collection of projects to print, sew, weave, dye, knit, or otherwise create. And it's beautifully shot. It's printing fabrics, sewing. They have some little knitted socks in here. How cute are those? They're cute. Photography is top notch. We have soap making. We have stuff for kids. We have stuff for adults. Oh, this is one I really want to do. I love that Cal Patch. Do you guys love her? This is one. This right here is, I want to do this. I want to do a braided rug, and I've wanted to do this just forever. A braided rug. Or you could do a crocheted rug. But I think I would do a braided rug. But Cal Patch shows you, and it's step-by-step tutorials in here, how to do things. Oh, God, I love that. I love that Cal Patch. She's so cute. She's cute and fun. But look at those. Those remind me of my grandma. My grandma used to make those braided rugs, and I really have a thing for those. All right, so that one I want to do. Oh my gosh, Cal Patch again, did an embroidery sampler. Okay, great book, crafting book, all kinds of fun. It's too much good stuff out there. How do we ever keep up, right? It's not a bad problem to have. Sorry, I'm just so thirsty and dried out. That cute little ball jar with the straw and cover is by Hustle Mama Handmade. I put this in a blog post too, but it's a mason jar tumbler. So cute. Anyway, these are good teacher gifts, you guys. She's an Etsy shop, so it's hustlemama.etsy.com. So go get one of those too. They're really cute. And I love these straws. These are permanently like plastic straws, but they're BPA acrylic straw. BPA free acrylic straw. Oh, so fun. All right. I'll talk to you guys soon. So coming up, I have Vogue Knitting Live in Seattle, and I hope I see you guys out there. And then I hope you're in my classes. And then I'll be at the Fiber Space in Alexandria, Virginia, right outside of Washington, D.C., April 4th through 6th. So I hope I get to see you there, too. I have no idea how those classes are coming along, but I heard from quite a few people who have signed up. So I know I have someone there with me. But definitely contact fiberspace.com if you want to come and join me. Trying to think if there's anything else. Lots of knitting going on and good stuff. So I'll see you guys soon. Have a great weekend coming up, and mwah. Love you guys. Bye.